So, Slow Horses is based on a series of books by called the Slough House series of books by an author called Mick Herron, and it focuses on this group of MI5 operatives. But they are they are the black sheep, so to say. They're the ones who have been demoted, and they have been put here, and they essentially been put into Slough House because they don't want to fire them, but they want to make it so terrible for them to be in the service that they leave. So these are people who either have messed things up, have problems with authority, all that kind of stuff. That's what's happened. It's been going on for 5 seasons, and it is one of the best things on TV. And especially with the beginning of this season, the beginning of season 5. It was one of those things where it starts off and I'm like, hang on a second, I know where that is. They're like it starts off with this bit where there's a guy who is running, he's campaigning for a re-election for the London mayor. So he's supposed to be in this area of London called Abbotsfield. And I'm looking and going, that isn't London. That's Harlow in Essex. I know because that's the apartment, though, that's the block of flats I used to live in. That's the window of the flat that I used to live in. And I want you to go. But they've done such a good job of it so that my brother watched it and he was like, hang on, that's it. Oh, no, that can't be right because we never had any skyscrapers in Harlow. And he didn't realize that they had just so seamlessly done this thing digitally. But it just shows you, like, how what's the word? How high class and how much money and how much quality is put into this show that they do that kind of sort of trickery. So you meet this guy and he is campaigning for the mayor, and his campaign for the mayor to be elected, all of a sudden somebody comes up, grabs a gun, and opens fire. Like, kills 11 people in the square where this guy is just trying to get a campaign for the mayor. He seems to be a right wing supporter of the mayor's opponent. And then when he finishes killing all of them, he's standing there going, yeah, like I've done my stuff. Then he gets shot in the head. And then that's the beginning of it. And so what happens is, as happens in Slow Horses, is you start going on this thing of, okay, what's going on? Why did that happen? And it's all about the way it's all about the way the slow horses, as in the cast-offs, the castaways, get intertwined with this thing, and what do they have to do with it? And this one especially, I think they tend to push a different slow horse to the front in each season. This season is Roddy Ho, and Roddy Ho is the who, I mean, my brother was talking about him, or like, because my brother loves slow horses, but both of my brothers do. But my brother in Nigeria, Laolu, particularly loves slow horses, and he just thinks, and he's like, "Oh my God, Roddy Ho! I don't know how the heck they came up with this character." And the only words I could think to describe Roddy Ho is he is a glorious idiot. Roddy Ho is a glorious idiot, played excellently by Christopher Chung, and he's the kind of guy who you spend 5 minutes in his company and you just want to like punch him or run away or do something or have a bath or something. But you have Gary Oldman playing Jackson Lamb and everything. And I just think this show is brilliant. I mean, this season is a lot less action packed than some of the previous ones. There's one particular episode which is almost a bottle episode, in that the slow horses mostly in that episode are sat in a room talking. They're sat in a room talking. But and most other TV shows, when they do a bottle episode, is because they're trying to save money. But there's other stuff in this episode that shows you, no, we have money. We can spend the money. We're choosing to do this. And this episode is a lot less, it's less action-packed than some of the others, a lot more contemplative, a lot more talkatives almost, but I think it still works. I think it's really good. And I'm going to stop talking. Holly, what did you think?
I agree that was a superb episode, and we need to have a further conversation about this afterwards, where we're not going to provide spoilers.
Yes.
As it's quite a difficult series to provide a review of without running the risk of spoilers, because so much changes from episode to episode.
Yes.
But I thought it was a hugely enjoyable series. Again, I think the cast is spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Gary Oldman is good in everything Gary Oldman has ever done, as far as I can tell.
Well, yeah. But the thing with it is that Gary Oldman is, with him and Jackson Lamb, it's almost kind of a point where it's hard to to judge his performance, because you feel like he's not actually performing. You feel like he's just turning up and saying lines, but he's just embodied. By this time, you don't know where Gary Oldman ends and Jackson Lamb starts.
No, he is the embodiment of Jackson Lamb. And all of the cast are really very good actors. The story is hugely enjoyable. I gather it has diverted more from the books than previous.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
I've not read the books, and it's on very much on my reading list. It's a very long reading
Yeah,
list.
the thing is, I was wondering about that because I was wondering how quickly does McHerron write these books? Because there was
I
stuff
think
in this,
pretty
there
quickly.
was stuff in this thing in this season. I was like, hang on, that's like really really current. That has like real relevance to what's going on in the world now. How did he write? When did he write this? And it's so I was wondering, did they divert from the books? What happened? Because this is yeah.
They've definitely diverted from the books in this one. I gather from my uncle, but he has written 9 Slough House
Yes.
novels,
Yeah.
so we've a way to go yet.
Yeah. Well, though we're catching up quick because they've already made the 6th season because
Yes,
this season ends like, and this is something that they've done with Slow Horses. At the end of season 1, they showed you a trailer for season 2. Like as it finished, it said coming soon on Slow Horses. Like they'd already shot it, and now season 5 ends, and they show you a trailer for season 6. They've already shot it,
and it
and
looks like it's a really good cast.
it looks like it's a really good cast, and it looks like it's going to be more action packed than this one was. So
Yes,
they're going back a bit more with that. But in the words of my brother, he's like, the best thing about this show is the fact that they've already shot the next season. They know it will not be cancelled because
yes,
they know it's like they know what they have. They know what they have. But anyway, sorry, carry on, Holly.
yes. So it's I'd say I thought it was a brilliant series. I can no longer tell, but don't ask me to put them all in a list of which ones I've liked the most because
Yes,
they're all wonderful.
yeah.
And I can't wait to watch Series 6.
And I'll tell you something I love that they do in Slow Horses is how they bring in really good characters to do something that you think, or good actors that to do something that you think is like a throwaway character, and then a couple of seasons later, that person is still hanging around, like Simon West. Simon West plays a character called Peter Judd, who when first time you meet him is the Home Secretary, and the way he keeps coming back into the story, you're like, oh, that is. And I have to say, oh, okay, for the cast, James Callis. James Callis plays Claude Whelan, who is the head of MI5, and every scene the guy is in, because you have Kristen Scott Thomas who plays Diana Taverner, and she's like the second in charge. And every scene that they're both in is so perfectly calibrated to make you know this man is horribly underqualified for this job, and she should be running things. Every single scene is like she actually is running things. He's the only reason that he's got this job is because he knows how to talk to people on a golf course. That's it. And it's like, and it's just so well done. It's so well done. The guy he's such a weasel. Sometimes it's almost like a pantomime level of weaseling. But it's like yeah, it's almost like a pantomime. But I think it's just so well done. And also the nominal bad guys in this, the people who they're trying to stop. I think that this is one of it's essentially, I could see their point. I could see their point the whole way through. I mean, this should come as no surprise to anybody who's heard me bang on about colonialism. But as every bang on about colonialism, but the bad guys in this, I was kind of like, at every point, it's like, I'm like, yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, you're right. Britain did do that. And it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, you're right. Britain still is doing that. Yes, you're right. That somebody should be held to account. And it's like, I thought it was really good. So anyway, Holly, how many stars are you going to give this?
I am. I'm going to give it 4, but
Yep.
it's verging on 5, just because I love it.
Yeah, no, it's a thing that's a little bit hard to review because I think by the time you've gone to season 5 with Slow Horses, if you're in, you're in. And
Yeah,
if you're in, you're in. And I'm in. And I agree with you, it's a 4. I'll agree with you, it's a 4. And I don't think it's a 5, but I for me, it's definitely a dyed in the wall 4. For Slow Horses season 5, I think they're all brilliant. Oh, and also, the thing that keeps getting me is there's 2 actors in it, Jack Loudon, who plays River Cartwright, and Ruth Bradley, who plays Emma Flight. And both of them are, well, they're both doing accents, but they are flawless. They are so flawless that when I hear them speaking their real accents, I'm like, no, this is wrong.
it's not your
Because,
voice.
yeah, because Ruth Bradley is Northern Irish or Irish. I think she's Irish. Okay, I don't know which Cartesian coordinate, but she's Irish, and Jack Lowden is Scottish, but they're both plain Southerners, like sort of Sussex kind of thing, and the accents are flawless, and there's no point at which you catch them thinking about the accent or it slips or they are. And when you actually hear them speak in real life, it's like, it must have been like what Americans were like when they heard Hugh Laurie speak for the first time after seeing him on House. You're just kind of like, no, cognitive dissonance, no.
But, it's not real.
Yeah. And you just think, they've just put so much effort into this show because you don't need the performances to be that great for something like, but they did. They went for it. All right, cool.